Hi, it's Funa Win. For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm the inventor of the Evolution Home Gym. If you're an inventor yourself and you want to bring your product to life, but you just don't know where to start, this is the channel for you. So make sure to subscribe so you can follow me in my journey. In the last video, I told you that after months and months of design, redesign, and testing, I was finally ready to finalize and go into production. This is when I took to Alibaba. Alright, this is the video many of you have been waiting for and asking for. Let's talk about Alibaba. As I've mentioned a few times in the past, Alibaba has really changed the way that we buy products. We now have direct access to suppliers and manufacturers from all across the globe. As an individual or a small business, you now have the opportunity to acquire products at a low cost, mark them up, and sell them at a healthy margin. Alibaba can lead you to riches, but if you're not careful and you go into the process blind, it can lead you into a disaster. The experience can be quite the roller coaster ride. I know it was for me. Even if you do your due diligence and you do all of the homework up front, you'll still be taken on a fun ride. Now, I'm sure you've heard all of the warnings and horror stories of people getting scammed and tricked. Of course, this can happen. But the truth is, if you're smart about it and you do your due diligence and your homework up front, it can be a relatively safe experience. Okay, well, to start, Jack Ma, who we talked about a little bit in the last video, the founder of Alibaba, he and his team, they've built in certain safeguards to make this as safe an experience as possible. Let's start by taking a quick look at the Alibaba interface. If you've seen Alibaba before, great. If not, we're going to quickly go through it now. It kind of reminds me of the eBay interface. On the home page here, you have a whole bunch of different categories. You'll see a bunch of different products. You have home and garden, sports and entertainment, consumer electronics. You see power banks, smartwatches, pedometers, swimming caps. Under home and garden, you'll see things like bowls and teacups. The point is, you really can get just about anything on Alibaba. Alright, to start, let's start by searching for a product. I'm going to start by looking for baseball caps. So just like Google, just like eBay, you're going to type in what you're looking for. So I said baseball caps. Just like your Google interface, it's going to auto-populate with the most popular searches. I'm just going to go ahead and hit search. Okay, as you can see, a ton of results, 165,000 to be exact. How do we go about narrowing this down? Now first, and this might be more of a personal preference, I'm going to apply a location filter. So that's right here, and I'm going to filter by mainland China. As you can see, it took down the number of results just a little bit, about by 6,000, so now you still have 160,000 results. But now, I'm going to apply a couple of very important filters. I want to get you to click in this upper right hand corner, this little icon here. Give that a second to load. And I'm going to get you to click on these two boxes here, these two supplier types. Very important. So first, you've got trade assurance. Give that a second to refresh. And then the Gold Plus supplier. As you can see, it filtered down quite a bit. It went from 160,000 results to 21,000. Now, if you care to, you can further filter it by past export countries to pick only suppliers that have previously exported to your country. So in my case, that would be Canada. But I'm just going to skip that. I'm not going to do that. Okay, back to trade assurance and gold supplier status. What are they and why are they important? Let's start with trade assurance. There's really no point in me coming up with my own definition. According to the website, trade assurance protects buyers' orders. It minimizes risks by guaranteeing money back in the event of a supplier failing to meet the terms of the order contract, including delivery delays, quality and quantity discrepancies, or other processing problems. Trade assurance applies a credit rating system that incentivizes suppliers to produce and deliver high-quality goods on time and according to the buyer's specifications. Of course, if you were to go into Google and search up Alibaba Trade Assurance, there's a lot more to it, but simply put, ordering through trade assurance adds an extra layer of security. It can protect you from unexpected issues like delays and products not being up to quality standards. Can you see why this is super important? The trade assurance program isn't available to all suppliers and manufacturers. They must have gold supplier status, and then they have to meet further criteria. Alibaba takes this very seriously, as they should. You should note that trade assurance is only offered to purchases made on Alibaba itself, on the platform itself. So for example, if you're going to be sending money to someone's private account, you are taking on full responsibility and risk. I want you to keep this in mind. For the trade assurance program to take effect, you have to be very, very precise in your product specifications and quality requirements. If not, all of this could become null and void. This leads us to the gold supplier status. Gold Supplier is a membership service offered by Alibaba to suppliers, but not just anybody can get listed as a gold supplier. The supplier must be able to pay a large yearly membership fee and must also be a legally registered entity. And then Alibaba goes even further and checks and verifies their documentation, things such as their business license. So trade assurance and gold supplier status. Are these two mechanisms bulletproof? I assure you they're not, but at the very least they are a step in the right direction. Okay, let's dig a little bit deeper. Let's go ahead and click into one of these products and see what we find. I'm going to go ahead and click on maybe these cool LED baseball caps. Okay, so what I'm really looking for here is on the right side. It gives you a little bit of information about the company that provides the product. So of course at the very top you have the company name, Dongguo Shangyao Electronic Technology Company, how many years it's been in service, the country it's from. But what I'm really looking for here is right underneath Gold Supplier and Trade Assurance, you may see an on-site check icon. Now, not every company will have it, but if you do see it, it means that the company has had a third-party inspection company come and audit their factory and they've passed. This is great news. Again, this doesn't guarantee success, but it's another great step in the right direction. Right below this, you can also look at their transaction metrics. Things like how many transactions they've done in the past period of time, so this is 6 months, and the size and quantity of those transactions. If you actually click into it, you can find out even more specifics. I'm going to go ahead and click into that. And you can see you can find a ton of information. Things like ratings and reviews, transaction history. So you can see things like number of transactions, transaction value, tons and tons of information here. So it even says if you require further details regarding the transaction data, please contact the supplier. So whatever you want to find, I'm sure you can find. So I'm just going to go back to the last page there. And the last thing I'll kind of show you on this page here are these diamonds. Now these diamonds reflect what's called transaction level points. They're awarded by Alibaba based on accumulated transaction volume and dollar amount. So more or less, the more volume and dollar amount, the higher the diamond status. And finally, be sure to search their company name on Google and look for associated scams. Guys, it's really the least that you can do. It's so easy. I would literally open up a Google search, put in the company name and the word scams, and I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. So as you can see, there is a ton you can do before you even begin considering cost. Alibaba can be a safe playground if you do the homework. The more due diligence you do, the more you increase the odds of getting what you want. Now, I know this is a very high level overview, but at the very least, it'll get you started. Keep in mind that it can be very case specific also. For instance, you might be customizing an existing product, such as putting your own logo on a baseball cap. Or you can be creating something entirely unique like I did with the Evolution. Each case will have its own requirements. With all of that, you're ready to begin shortlisting potential suppliers. I know in the last video I said I would talk about how to strike up conversation with these suppliers, but I think the video is getting a little bit long, so I'll talk about that in the next video. Stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe so you can follow me in my evolution journey.